Yeah, hi everyone. Hope you can hear me well and hope you can see my screen. Yeah.
The screen all working.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay. Since a lot of people are joining from all over the world, I would like to greet good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Let's start our session. Here I'm going to talk about how we can do ETL automation using Biml. If you are not familiar with Biml, don't worry. This session is for beginners. Yeah. And let me introduce myself. I'm Samudra from Sri Lanka, and I'm coming from business intelligence and analytics background. You can follow me through Twitter and LinkedIn. I have mentioned my blog details here. I would like to introduce my mentor, Gabi. She's from Germany and she's an expert in BI. You can follow her via Twitter and LinkedIn. I have mentioned the details here. So this is the lineup for today's session. First, I will be explaining what is Biml. Then I will be discussing why we would use Biml or SSIS. After that, we will discuss about few things about Biml Tools. Then I will highlight on Biml syntaxes, where I would like to talk about the basics of Biml. Next, we will move on to the demo one. Here I will be demonstrating how we can create a SSIS package using Biml. After that, we will touch on BimlScript components. Then we will move on to the demo 2. In demo 2, I will be demonstrating how we can extract data from the source to the staging database using BimlScript. And finally, we can see what are the advantages of Biml. What is Biml? Biml stands for Business Intelligence Markup Language. It's based on XML, which make it easy to read and write. By using Biml, you can develop your business intelligence objects like databases, schemas, tables, views, columns, and also your SSIS packages. And you can use Biml to develop SSIS cubes, and even you can use it in Azure Data Factory. Actually, Biml can be used as a programming language to create data warehouses and other data solutions. Let's talk a little bit about the creator of Biml. Biml was designed by Scott Curry. You can see her picture on the slide. And he is the founder and CEO of Verigens. Scott created Biml in year 2008, and this language was really released for the first time in the year 2009 by Verigens. Before founding the Verigens, Scott worked at Microsoft for 7 years. He worked on different projects, like different applications like .NET Framework, Visual Studio, and internal data warehouse and business intelligence objects. Sorry, business intelligence projects. Okay, let's see why everyone choose Biml over SSIS. I hope you all are familiar with SSIS. Actually, SSIS is a tool which we use for data integration. Here, I will take an example to explain why we should use Biml over SSIS. Assume that you are a SSIS developer, and that assume that you have a data source which consists of 100 tables, and you have to get those tables to the staging database using SSIS. So here the best practice is to create one package for one table, which means you need to create 100 packages. How would you feel about creating the same packages over and over again? I am sure it will be a very, very boring task. Yet again, you do not have a choice other than, anyway, you have to complete this task. And to make the situation worse, after creating these packages, you assume that you get a new requirement. Then once again, you need to go to there and update each and every package with the new requirement. So to overcome these issues, we can use Biml. How can we help? How Biml can help us in these kind of situations? In Biml, you can use a simple code, and with a single click, you can create these repetitive packages. In my demonstration, second demonstration, I will present how we can do this package creation. Then actually Biml will not solve all your challenges. So let's see when we should use Biml. Biml is an amazing language to generate SSIS packages, like as I mentioned earlier. Also, it is great for large projects with repetitive tasks. On the other hand, we should not have Biml when there is no pattern. Also, Biml is not a tool for automating data, automating the actual deployment processes. Only Biml Studio supports automating deployment. I have mentioned it in the slide. And also, it's not a predefined data warehouse framework or an ETL framework. Further, it cannot be a part of continuous integration. And let's talk about Biml Tools. There are two main tools which are currently in use. First one is Biml Express, and the other one is Biml Studio. Let's first discuss about Biml Express. Biml Express is a free Visual Studio extension. It's for Biml code development. It provides syntax highlighting and Biml intelligence as well as error handling. Since there is intelligence, developer doesn't need to remember Biml codes. Also, in June 2018, revisions introduced reverse engineering for Biml. And I have mentioned the link where you can download Biml Express free of charge. Actually, the Biml Express is free of charge tool. Actually, it's a plugin, sorry. And moving on to the Biml Studio, it is the premier tool for designing and executing Biml and BimlScript in Biml Studio. Actually, it is an integrated development environment, and it does full stack automation and transformers. Okay, then let's see how Biml works. Like for SSIS, for Biml also, we need to have a developer, but not to generate the SSIS packages, but to create the Biml files. Based on the Biml file, you can generate your all packages, and I will show you how to create a Biml file in just a couple of minutes. Let's discuss some of the Biml syntaxes. Like I mentioned earlier, Biml is XML language. We'll start here. I have mentioned what are the elements we can use here. We will start from with the root element. So actually, when we are creating Biml file, it's actually auto-generated. This line will auto-generate, and next the element is the collection of elements. It can be a package, database, tables, or schemas. Here you can see a collection of elements. There are connections and packages. And then move on to the individual elements, which can also be a package, database, tables, and schemas. Here you can see individual elements. In this example, there is a OLDB connection and there is a single package. Inside your collection, you have your single elements as I showed. And this case, actually, I'm creating a exercise, only one exercise package. Like I mentioned earlier, this can be tables, schemas, anything you want to generate through your BimlScript. Next syntax is about attributes. Individual elements will have some attributes. Name is one of them. Here you can see the package name. The package name is like I have named as package example. Let's compare this with this SSIS image. Here I have create connection, and this is a syntax, and in SSIS window we can see connections under here, and the package name should appear here. So let's move on to the demo one. Here I'll explain how to create a new Biml file. Here, after installing the Biml, I need to say I'm using Visual Studio 2017 for this demonstration. After installing the Biml Express, in the menu bar you can see Biml Express menu here. Actually, you can add a Biml file in two ways. One is you can click Biml Express and click add new Biml file, or the other one is you need to add you need to right click the project, then you can add new Biml file. So in that case, as I mentioned earlier, the root element code is it's appear here, and the file comes under the miscellaneous folder. So yeah, if you want to check the errors in this file, you need to just right click, then click Biml for errors, and all the status will appear in the left bottom, and this is the output. And if you want to execute this generate these SSIS packages, you need to just click this generate SSIS packages, and then I'm going to create 5 packages using Biml. In that case, this is my code. Here I'm going to create just empty packages, 5 empty packages. The names are package 1 up to 5. So I'm going to generate these SSIS packages. You can see under the SSIS packages, there is no packages right now. So I'm going to generate SSIS packages here. So here you can see the status of the compilation. So in that case, here you can see 5 packages under my SSIS packages, and those are empty packages. Likewise, if you want to create 100 packages, you can write code like this, only this Biml codes. And I want to show how to create. There's another demonstration. Here I want to get data from one table to another. In that case, I have 2 databases. This is the source database, and this is the destination database. You can see there is a department table here in the source database, and actually it has data. And in my destination database, there is a table here. It's called table destination department, and actually I need to get data from this source table to the destination table. In that case, I'm going to demonstrate how to get those data using by creating a package using a single Biml file. So in that case, I will open this file and I'll run. We can compare with the output. In that case, I'm going to run this file. Yeah, and here you can see the package is there, department data load, and I'm going to open this one. Here we can yeah. Here we can compare with this control this package, this control flow and the data flow using this code. First, I created 2 connections for source and the destination, and here I am mentioning what are that means source database and the destination database, and those components are available here under the connection managers. And I'm going to create a package, and in package my name is department data load. Here you can see that name here, and after that I'm going to create execute SQL task. Here this is the execute SQL task, and the name of this task is truncate table desk department. You can see it here, and I'm giving that SQL code, and once I open this, you can see the code here. Then I'm going to create a data flow. This is the data flow. By clicking this one, you can see the components inside this data flow. Here, like I'm getting the input from the execute SQL task, and I'm creating OLDB source and the destination here. So this is the Biml code for these 2, and you can see those components here. And then I'm going to execute this package. So in that case, you can see it's executed, and we'll go to the SQL server and we'll check whether we got data. Here now the source table and the destination table data is equal. Okay. Let's move on. That is my first demo. Let's move on to the presentation. So as per the demo 1, if you want to create 100 packages, then you have to write 100 lines manually for only creating packages. And actually it's a huge issue, and to overcome this issue we can use BimlScript. Actually with the BimlScript we can do powerful things. We can use script language, like we can do using the C# or VB. You can use either language. So first that means you can import all the source metadata and your entire database structure, and you can loop over tables and columns. Then you can replace your hard-coded statistic value with expression from your metadata. Likewise, also you can define variables which can be used in your code. Likewise, actually, BimlScript is a very powerful language. So let's there are 3 different code blocks that you are going to use in the demo today. So first one here is called the control block. Here the first one, and this is where you specify your variables, logics like if-else statements and for each loops, things like that. And then the second one is the code block. This can be used to replace the hard-coded values with expressions. Here there is a equal sign, and it returns a string value. It could be database name or schema name, something like that. And the third one is the directives. These are the instructions to the compiler. So it basically specifies that I want to create my SSIS project in this specific way. As you can see, these are the 3 blocks which I have explained earlier. And I'm going to use this code in my second demonstration later. Let me just explain this code a little bit. First, we need to know how we import our metadata. To do that, we are using these 2 lines, this one, the connection and the metadata. First line explains how you create the variable called connections. This one. We will call schema manager, create connection node method to connect to the source database. This is the place we are passing our connection string. Here we can passing our connection string. From this line, by using connection GetDatabaseSchema, we will get all our metadata from source database and store it in the variable called metadata. So now we have all the metadata of that source database. And here metadata table nodes gives us all the tables that we want to generate SSIS packages. To do this, we can get all the table names from that metadata, and we added them into the package name. This is where we added the text blocks. Here we can, this is the text block I'm using here. To add the table names to the package name, we will be using the table names which captured in the text blocks. For example, according to this code, it will be package name. Here like load underscore the table name, employee load underscore person. Likewise, using this metadata, we can generate these packages. And here, this slide, I have mentioned about the GetDatabaseSchema. Now I'm going to describe about that function. There are few of the ways to import metadata by using GetDatabaseSchema. I have mentioned only 3 ways here. The first one is we just use GetDatabaseSchema without passing any parameter. Then we can get all the tables from the source database. Here I am not putting any parameter. Then I can import all the schemas and tables. So, and another way is if we use GetDatabaseSchema along with import options as a parameter, then I will import all the tables and schemas and exclude objects which we have passed as a parameter. Here I am only putting parameters like import options on only import options. And the third one is we can specify the tables or names which we require. Also, I have mentioned earlier, we can execute objects as well. Yeah, in this case, actually, I can define specific schemas or specific tables under those schemas. Then we can get only specific set of metadata. Okay. So actually, Biml provides you the option to create tiered files. Here Biml code can be split into multiple files and build the solution in multiple steps. You can see it here. Also, you can separate your logical expressions and keep it in a separate Biml file or multiple files. This file or files can be reused in another different Biml files in the same project. Also, Biml can control the compilation order. Here I have mentioned it's 0, 10, 20 likewise. Also these multiple Biml files can be compiled together. Here I have put, there is a four Biml files here, and I can select whatever the files I want to execute, and then just right click and click generate SSIS packages. And normally it is recommended to use numbering 10, 20, 30 or 100, 200 or 300 instead of using 1, 2, 3. Because at the point you might want to add another layer in between. So instead of renumbering from the very beginning, you can just include the layer in between and add a number which is in between. For example, you want to add a layer between number 10 and 20. So you can so this layer can be numbered as either 11, 12 or 30. Okay, here I have mentioned an example to explain how the root node will get the metadata and how packages will be generated. As you all can see, this is a create file. Here I have 3 files. First file consists of connections, database, and schemas, and the second file consists of tables and columns, and the third file consists of packages. So here we can here we have given the compilation order to 0, 10, 20. That means it will compile 0 first, after that 10, after 20. When we compile according to the compilation order, first the connections, database, and schemas will be passed to the root node from the file 1 here. Then file 2 can use this metadata which is already available in the root node. This file can use this one to pass the meta, and it will pass the it will use these connections, database, schemas, metadata, and it will pass the tables, columns details again to the root node. Again, this file 3 uses these connections, table, database, schema, tables, columns, and using those metadata, it will provide packages like data to the root node. Finally, after getting all the metadata, packages will be created. As I mentioned earlier, the packages will be generated by the table name. So let's move on to the demo 2. I have explained some Biml syntaxes previously, and I'm going to use those syntaxes in my demo 2. Before going to the demo 2, I have to explain the overview of the demonstration. Here, first create a new database name staging, and it is going to be my destination database. And then I will be creating an in-memory representative. Here I need to tell I am using database as AdventureWorks 2014 database. And here I want to create an in-memory representation of AdventureWorks database tables using that GetDatabaseSchema schema method. And then I want to create source database tables in our staging areas. In that case, I am going to generate DDL of target tables. After that, I will create a package for getting data from staging. Source to source from source to the staging database. So let's move on to the demonstration. This is there are 4 files I am using for this demonstration. Here, and I have mentioned the tier number here. This is a 0, 10, 20, and 30. First one is this. Here I have mentioning all the connection details and the database details and the schema details. Here you can see I have 2 database connections. First one is for the AdventureWorks, and the other one is for the my staging database. And here I am defining the database staging target database here, and I am here I am putting all the schemas which is used in AdventureWorks database. So in my second file, I am using this method like GetDatabaseSchema. So in that case, as I mentioned earlier, I want to get tables from human resources, person, production, purchasing, sales, schemas. Yeah, and I want to get all schemas, and I want to get all the tables into my staging database. Here actually there is another feature in Biml Express, that is the you can see the preview of the code under this window. Yeah, here you can see this is the Biml code and this is the preview. Here you can see this is the table name, there is a department, and the schema name, this one, and we can then here we are getting all the metadata like column names and the data types. Likewise, now we have all the metadata with us. Yeah, and then I need to create a package. Before that, I need to get that table DDLs, and after that, I need to create a package to put in those metadata and creating tables in our staging database. So in that case, this is the code. And here, like I mentioned earlier, we have the RootNode and we have all the tables. Likewise, you can preview here all the details. And here I'm getting that using this function get drop and create DDL. You can hear it's getting all the DDL data for each and every object in that database. So I am going to execute this, generate these packages. So in that case, to create package, I need connection details and the metadata package details, table details. In that case, I am going to select these three files and I'm going to generate packages. In that case, you can see the package name should be deploy table. And here you can see the status of the project. And now here you can see the package. Yeah, let's compare this. Here, I'm creating a package called deploy table, and here is a for each loop for the iteration part, and each and every table I'm getting a DDL code. Here you can see the DDL code here, and now I'm going to execute this package. Here I need to show that this is the staging table, and there is you can see there is no tables here. Then yeah, I'm going to execute this one. So it executed, and you can see those tables, all the tables under here. Yeah, Then all the tables are in our this staging area. Now we need to get all the data from our source to our staging database. In that case, yeah, I will use this one. And here I am going to create another package for that to get in data from staging to the source DB to the staging database. Actually, yeah, we need, okay. Here you can see code. Explain it with code. Here, this is the code for creating that package. Here I am creating under this one, creating workflow load staging. Here you can see that, and here there is I'm creating execute package. Here it calling the what is the package the program need to execute, and if you go to the single package, here these are the this is the code, and the one good thing is here I have to mention is we can add derived columns to. In that case, actually we can add what is the last date time. Likewise, we can do a lot of things in using BimlScript. So I am going to execute this one. Actually, it will take some time to execute this package. So let's move on to the presentation. Yeah. So we are in the final stage of this presentation, and let's explain a few of the advantages of using Biml. Actually, it can be extremely time saving because we are using one Biml file to create many SSIS packages. As also I have mentioned earlier, this code can be reused. So, and I hope you all can remember how tiered files can be maintained and how it can be reused. So, and also it is very flexible because it can be easily adjusted, and the code can be easily expanded for many SSIS packages at once. Once you have a Biml file, you can run it on any platform. For example, it supports all SQL versions starting from the SQL Server 2005. And to explain how flexible Biml is, Biml can be used to downgrade or upgrade your packages. And let's move the demo to here. It's still progressing. Yeah, and here actually here I have mentioned a few of the important links related to the Biml. If anyone is interested, you can go to the link and get more information about Biml using this link. So, actually, in my demo too, you can see it's executing all the data flows and getting data into the my staging area. So Actually, it takes some time. Anyway, we can check data in our staging. Yeah. So here you can see all the data from the source appear in our staging database. So in that case, actually, we can get data from source to the destination using a single Biml file by using only one click. So in that, yeah, and that is my demonstration too. Then now I think you all can understand if we use Biml, we can save time due to the flexibility and reusability, and the our programming will be very efficient and it would be a very productivity. It will be very productive. So yeah, that is the end of my presentation. I hope you all managed to gain some knowledge from my session, and thank you all for joining. And I would like to thank to my mentor Gabi for the supporting and guidance she gave me throughout this session. And also I would like to thank the organizers, DataGrillen, Ben and William, and Redgate for sponsoring such an wonderful event. So yeah, that is end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Samudra. That was a fantastic presentation. Automation is something key to everything I do, and you know what Biml brings to that is really awesome. I have a question, and to all the other attendees, if you do have questions, please put them in the Q&A. It's down on the little taskbar thing down the bottom there for the Q&A. The question I have for you, and thank you, Christian, for this question. With Visual Studio and within Biml code language, can you use or call other tools like, say, SQL Sentry's Task Factory, or can you only use the standard components in Visual Studio?
Actually, we can call for the third-party components by using Biml customer task syntax. Yeah. Ben, can you are in here?
Yeah, if I may just do a shameless self-plug on this, I'll drop a link to the chat. My friend Tillman and myself, we actually wrote a small book on how to use third-party components in Biml. The link in the chat will take you to a GitHub page, and you can download it as a PDF. And that will also have some sample code, so that should hopefully answer the question.
Nice one. Cool.
I was waiting for years to finally drop that link somewhere.
Absolutely.
And while I'm unmuted, thank you so much, Samudra. Great presentation.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Gabi. Yeah.